Can I get somebody in the room to confirm that they can indeed hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and go back to the charts. We're going to go ahead and start like we normally start with the gold market. Okay, as you can see with the day. Well, actually, before we go to the gold market, let's take a look at news, guys. So we have a bit of news today. We have ADP, which just took place. We have PMI coming up at 9:45 Eastern. We have ISM coming in at 10 a.m. Then we have crude oil inventories coming in at 10:30, and then we have the Chairman Powell, which is probably a big one, coming in. Everybody's going to be interested in understanding exactly what he ends up doing with interest rates here at 12:10 Eastern time. So sometimes to be aware of. Okay. The good thing is that 12:10 time is probably a time where I'm already flat in the market because that's lunch hour in the East Coast. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Just one last check here. Yeah, ADP did not move anything. That is correct. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here. All right, so looking at the daily, you can see here, since I guess the middle of February, we've been in a steady climb here in the gold market, right? Not really showing any signs of weakness, although we do have a developing bearish candle here. Not the strongest of bearish candles at the moment, but certainly still a bearish candle. At pretty close to all-time highs. I was kind of looking at this before the session started here, and if we're not at all-time highs, we are very close as far as closes go. Now, so in any case, we are in a very steady climb, bullish trend on the daily. Looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is 4-hour chart is pretty much telling us the same here. Stretch this out here, guys, so you can see this a little bit better. Okay, 4-hour chart still telling us pretty much the same. We did close a rather strong bullish engulfing candle here on the 4-hour, and we're developing a bit of a doji at the moment on the 4-hour. Okay, we have not reached ADR to the top side. That'll become a little bit more visible here when we move down to the 30-minute chart. But again, we are very much in a uptrend. Okay, again, if I do my channels here. Okay. Very much an uptrend here in the gold market. Okay. Okay. Right. We have a channel here for sure. Okay. So again, a daily 4-hour telling us pretty much the same thing. We're in an uptrend again today, a little bit bearish than most days, but still very much the overall trend is higher. Okay. Looking at the 30-minute chart. So 30-minute chart. Again, let's see if we can make these areas a little bit more visible for us here. I'm going to see if I can go to ADR levels, and I see if to change make this a little bit bolder. Drag this over here. All right. Okay, that'll make it a little bit more visible. Oops. We need to do the same for this here. Okay. All right, this becomes a little bit more visible. Let's stretch the chart out here a little bit, spend some time on this chart. Okay. Let's stretch this out here a bit. All right. Okay, make this a little bit bigger. All right, so here we are. We are on the pretty much at ADR low here at let's see if I can read this. 2286, I guess. I've already bounced here one time, developing a bullish engulfing potential bullish engulfing candle here in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll see a close of that. Okay. We are below VWAP, okay, which indicates that we might be seeing some bearish price action, but we counter that with the fact that we are up against an ADR level. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up our volume profile. Just locating here. As I fumble through this, guys, apologize. Okay, so here, fixed range volume profile. Let's go ahead and locate the 930 bar from Tuesday, which is back here somewhere. Not 930, 830 bar is what I'm looking for. Right there. Okay, I'm going to drag that over to the 1330 bar or 430 bar, which is right about there. Okay. So you can see that we are hovering right at value area high. Okay, so right at value area high. We're at a point of decision, okay, in the market. Are we going to go up from here? Okay. Find my arrow here. Right there. Okay. So we're at a point of decision here. Okay. We're right at value area high. Are we going to move up in price? Okay. Or are we going to close inside value and potentially have a value area acceptance play down to the lows of value? Okay. Given the bullish nature of the market on the higher time frame, even though we are developing a bearish candle, I would have to give a little bit of an edge to the bulls here. We're at a very nice level here at ADR. Okay. And if we do manage to close this current candle bullish and get above, let's say, VWAP, then we stand to reason that it will traverse up to the highs here, okay, that it made on the overnight, and potentially head higher to new daily highs. Okay. So if I'm a buyer, well, I am at a level now. I could potentially demand better pricing down here at value area low and point of control. These are a couple areas. I don't see. Let's see if I can find settlement price. I just don't see it here. Okay, settlement price, let's open that up. So we have settlement price above us, so that's going to be somewhat magnetic. So that's another kind of area of confluence there that we could also provide us a target for our bullish view on the market. Okay, but this also could serve as a reversal area. So this would be a reasonable area to participate in the continuation move to the downside. Okay, in the market, right? We can come up to settlement price and then from there reverse off of settlement. Okay, that's certainly possible. We also have VWAP as an area where we could potentially look to for a continuation move to the downside. And then obviously up here at ADR, that's another area. Let's call it, was it 2317? Is that what it looks like? 2317 up on the top side. And then on the bottom side, which we're already at a value, let's call it, I don't know, 2297. Okay, so somewhere in that range. Okay, so just some levels to keep in mind. Okay, if we're buying, we're at a good level now. Maybe potentially, kind of seek lower prices here at value area low or point of control would serve as some good location for us for buys. If we are on the sell side, well, we're at or near VWAP, okay, or settlement price could offer us an opportunity for a continuation move to the downside. Okay, so let's take a peek and see if there's any other questions. Yeah, settlement 2281, right? Any questions on the gold market, guys? If otherwise, I'm going to move on to. So I would say right now, I would give a little bit of an edge to the bulls based on what I'm seeing as far as the candle formation. Okay. We'll see how this current candle closes, but if it does close bullish, that's kind of a feather in the hat for the bulls. And certainly, if it starts to make inroads into getting above VWAP, yeah, all my pre-market live sessions will be on YouTube from going forward. Okay, all my live pre-market sessions. Now we will still have the group coaching calls. Okay, okay. All right, so we have so like I said, if this current candle closes, I did do my normal group coaching call yesterday. So yeah, so if I'm a bull, if I'm looking bullish, then I'd like to see this current candle close bullish as possible. And I'd like to see price get above VWAP. Okay, that's kind of my most immediate point of contention. If it does get above VWAP, well then I have settlement price to deal with. Okay, so these are kind of the areas, and these are the things that kind of I talk myself through, as I decide and manage my trades. What is the next obstacle for my current trade? Okay, and currently, if I'm thinking bullish, my current obstacle is I'd like to see as bullish a candle as I can possibly see here in the next 10 minutes or so. Okay, if I do get that, then maybe I'll start to think about kind of watching it a little bit more closely, dropping to a 2-minute chart and starting to look at it from that perspective. Okay. If I'm thinking bearish in the market, well, then I need to start to see evidence of bearish activity. Right now, I'm not seeing activity bearish. Okay. So for now, I would say that my view on gold, at least as the start of a session, is bullish. Okay, I think we have a relatively clear path up to settlement price, and then from there, We'll see. Settlement price could easily, cause the market to stall and potentially reverse. Okay. So that's kind of my view on the gold market. And we're going to go ahead and move into the crude oil market. Okay. So looking at the crude oil market, I'm going to go back here, locate my crude oil market and expand that. Okay. So crude oil is strong heading into the inventory report. We've been on this steady climb here in crude oil, and unfortunately, for us, because that's basically translating into higher gas prices. Okay, which is for me not a good thing. All right. So daily chart definitely bullish. 4-hour coming up. Looking at the 4-hour, no signs here of stalling here, guys. Quite a strong market to the upside here. Okay, so let's take a peek at the 30-minute, just to kind of again take a magnifying glass to some of this and seeing if we can find some levels here where we could potentially participate in the market. Okay, so we've already kind of come up on. Let's move this to the middle here. Okay, we've come up and we're not quite at, but near ADR exhaustion to the upside. Okay, we are above VWAP. We're above VWAP. We're above settlement price. Okay, let's see if I can get a number here for settlement price. So settlement price, it's perfectly unreadable. All right. Let's see, stretch out here. Let's see it. Okay, it's starting to get. So settlement price is just a shade under 85.20. So this level here. Okay. So like I said, we are at or near. We're not quite at, but more near. Starting to show some signs of weakness. Will be interesting for me. I'm gonna go ahead and draw in our volume profile here. Let's go ahead and locate that here. Okay, not quite there. Moving to the left. Boom. Okay, there it is. Move that across. Right about there. Okay, there's our volume profile. We have price currently above. Market's still technically not open. We're about 5 minutes away from the open of the crude oil market. However, we are above it. Okay. Overnight trading was flat to higher in crude, and we have a VWAP that is sloping higher. Okay, a VWAP sloping higher. Okay, so that's indication that maybe VWAP will be a reference level that we can use for our longs for a continuation move to the upside. Okay, if VWAP does not become that, then we have settlement price that could serve as that reference level to support our longs. And then ultimately we have ADR. Okay, we have ADR and value area low. In this particular case, happens to be the same location. Okay, so those are the areas that I would kind of focus in on for the longs. Okay, if I'm short, which is going to again a bit against the grain. Well, we're at a level now. Okay, we're at a level now, not quite at the level that I would ideally like to be. Okay, at ADR high here, but certainly at a level we're seeing some price action to indicate that. The problem is that we're soon to come into areas where buyers could step in. Okay, here at VWAP or here at a settlement price. So if I'm a seller, I have to be cautious that these areas, maybe I could potentially scalp an opportunity here. the sentiment is that your sentiment on the short is a little bit misaligned with what the higher time frame is telling us. Okay, so we have to kind of keep that in mind and set our expectations accordingly on how far this move can go. Now, certainly, can this move go down to a settlement price? Absolutely. Okay, that is certainly possible, and could quite happen, especially given the news event that we're going to have here in about an hour. Okay, so hour and a half. So that's certainly in the cards. Okay, so if you're short, certainly price can move all the way down to settlement. The levels that we're at right now provide us a reasonably, good reward to risk for a short down to those levels. And I would use probably either, if I'm going to take this trade, I'm thinking settlement price. And I'll be looking very closely here at VWAP to see how price reacts off of VWAP, because VWAP could cause the market to reverse and continue higher. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a peek here, see if there's any questions. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Okay, all right. So that's kind of what I'm not seeing much in the way of questions here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead, and if there's no questions, and move into the equities here. Okay, so taking a look at the equities, I'm going to go ahead and expand out here. Okay, I'm going to modify this. We'll make this a continuous contract. Actually, maybe let's see what NQ. We'll start with the NQ. And we believe we're in the M contract. So go ahead and do that. And then while I'm at it, do the same here on the other side for ES. ES. M. Oops. I didn't choose that one right. Oh, come on now. What? Oh, I'm choosing the wrong year. Okay, this is better. Yeah, so look at we have the markets here side by side. They pretty much look the same to me. But in any case, let's take a quick look here at the NASDAQ market. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with the daily. Okay, let's take a look at the daily chart. All right, daily chart. We'll kind of shrink this into a little bit more manageable size here. So market's been kind of flopping around. I guess I would say more short than longs at this point. But technically, we really haven't really broken any significant structure. I mean, we definitely broke some structure here to the downside. But what I mean by significant structure is really a break of a channel or bullish channel to the downside. Okay, we've been seeing a lot of overlapping candles of late, and I would say that we've been bearish of late. Moves have been stronger to the downside, so market seems to be kind of shifting a little bit, but still technically in an uptrend. Okay, we're starting to see some lower highs and lower lows, but still technically in a bullish channel. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart, here we are, right up against ADR low. Okay, in an otherwise downtrend. Okay, flat to down. Okay, I guess more down of late. All the stronger candles, all the conviction candles are definitely on the bearish side. Okay, So definitely bears are in control at the moment. All right. We are up against ADR to the downside, right? Which could offer, maybe potentially create a little bit of a double bottom here for a move back up to ADR high, or average daily range high here. Okay. We are below VWAP, which is also, again, indication that we could see potentially price action. But the fact that we are so close to ADR to the downside, averages tell us that the downside may be losing a little bit of a momentum, at least for today. Okay. But things could change. Things could change here pretty quick, with depending on what our Chairman Powell says. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're kind of, overnight trading's been relatively flat. Okay, we have a VWAP that's sloping down. All the, kind of the series of bearish candles, all the candles that we're looking at here, if I was to compare them, a lot stronger on the bearish side. Okay, a lot stronger on the bearish side. Although we are currently at a level right now that could offer us, a reasonably good opportunity to the upside. Problem is that this candle here is a bit daunting, and we are below VWAP. So I'm not super excited to jump in here and get in the long. Okay, without some sort, stronger evidence that this area is going to be supportive here. So I'm going to go ahead and locate my start of my volume profile. I'm going to move this all the way over. Here I am. So as a result, given this kind of price action we saw overnight and from yesterday, we are in value. Okay, so in value means that we could be seeing some range kind of price action, right? Bulls and bears are kind of in a temporary balance here. We've kind of reversed a bit off of ADR low. Okay, we are below VWAP, so again, the bears are, in my eyes, still in control, although we are in an area of value. If I'm bullish, then I would like to see a break and close above VWAP. I'd like to see a break and close above value area high in order for me to really, pay attention to the bull side. Okay, although I am at a reasonably good, I would say excellent location here from an ADR perspective to participate in the long at these levels. Okay, if I do participate in that long, the first order of business is I do want to take out this candle, or the structure here to the left at 18,302, right, to really feel good about that long. Okay. Otherwise, I'm really at the mercy of this bearish candle, whoever generated this bearish candle. Okay. So if I'm a buyer, these levels look great. If I'm a seller, well, the level I just mentioned, 18,302, settlement price here at let's see, 18. Having a hard time reading this. 18,330, 50, 18,330, 50 is kind of what I'm seeing. That would be an area where I could potentially look to sell the market, right? Maybe look for a reversal at that level. Certainly ADR high would be another area for a potential reversal. So right now, based on location alone, probably I would say I'm giving a little bit of an edge to the bulls, just based on location. All right. Now I need to see some price evidence to indicate that this, whatever it's forming here, is going to be sustainable for a trade to the upside. Okay. Love the location. Now I'm kind of debating on whether these these candles are enough conviction for a move higher. We're at weekly lows. Yeah. Me personally, I like ADR more just because of the extremeness of it. Okay. right? I like dealing more with extremes of swings than VWAP generally falls in the middle of swings. So unless I get some sort of confluence, but I generally, if I had to choose, I would say that I would take ADR over VWAP. Okay. Yes, at weekly lows. Well, weekly lows could provide us a good level of support, John. And so as a result, that's why I'm kind of giving it a little bit of an edge. I'd like to see some more price action, maybe even get half price, get above VWAP to kind of kind of further cement my view there. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So that's my view of NQ. Let's take a peek at ES, although ES is from a candle view perspective is looking a lot like what we just witnessed in Nasdaq. Okay, maybe even reacting even sooner off of ADR. Okay, so I'm gonna defer viewing the daily and the 4-hour because that's going to tell us the same kinds of things that we witnessed here on the Nasdaq. But I will certainly take a look at ADR here, not ADR, but volume profile. So let's locate Tuesday. Right about there. Drag that across to here. Okay, so we are inside value. Has a little bit of a different look and feel than Nasdaq. This almost looks like a potential value area acceptance play, right? We slammed into inside value. Again, we are still a good 20 minutes away from this market opening, but this has kind of a feel of a value area acceptance. What do I mean by that? Well, we have a candle that closed back inside value here. Okay, arrow to make this a little bit clearer. Okay, we have this candle close back inside this area here. Okay, and if you believe in Jim Dalton, well, he'll tell you that in his books Mind Over Markets, he'll tell you that we have an 80% chance of price traversing the entire range of value as a result of that move. Okay, so and we have price action right now, right? We're kind of hovering and hugging VWAP. Okay, so this here looks far more bearish to me than Nasdaq. Okay, so this can easily come back down, reach ADR, and potentially head to the other side of value here at the low end. Okay, at value area low. Okay, we've already kind of reversed away. We came up to settlement price here. Okay, and reversed away from it. So this is looking to me more like a bearish, kind of has more bearish potential to me to the downside, to reach ADR low and to eventually get to value area low before we could see any potential areas where price could reverse. Okay, so if I'm a buyer, well, I'm not super inclined to buy here. Okay, if I'm a buyer, I'm gonna demand better prices here at value area low and ADR low. Those are gonna be my two areas of focus. To the long side, if I'm so bullish at value area low, ADR low, bearish at current levels. Okay, I'm there right now. Would I like a little bit of a pull back to whoever generated this bar? Absolutely, but may not get that. Okay, VWAP is offering me a reasonable location for me to take a short trade down to value area low and ADR. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on ES. Definitely more bearish in ES than other markets. Okay. Let's see. Anything else I should be highlighting here, guys? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and pop into chat here and see if there's any other questions. Yeah, guys, we have 30 people, only 16 likes. Come on out. Thank you, Tron. Yes, I'm coming live from Disneyland. Not quite Disneyland at the moment. I'm coming live to you from Ontario, California, but relatively close to Disneyland. What will be our okay, excellent. All right. So let's go ahead and close the market here with YM. Okay, so we'll finish up the market with YM. And I feel a little bit, responsible because with YM, even though I don't trade it all that much, I've encouraged those who are new to trading to look at YM as a starting vehicle, right? To getting your feet wet into the markets. Okay, so I feel as a result a little bit responsible and feel not necessarily obligated, but certainly something that I want to support going forward here. Okay, so we'll kind of defer a bit the upper time frame reviews because I believe YM is aligned with what we're seeing in the equities as far as more bearish kind of activity. But I will look at the 30-minute chart and take a look at the volume profile. Okay, so similar kind of perspective that we've been seeing with in particular ES more so. Okay, still inside value, kind of coming up onto value area high and reversing off of value area high and settlement. Okay, much cleaner reversal, I would say, coming off of settlement price in the Dow than either Nasdaq or ES. So this is looks a much cleaner view of potential continued bearish activity down to ADR low, okay, and through the value area acceptance. So yeah, so very much aligned price action wise for me for continued kind of bearish continuation move to the downside. Okay. If I'm looking more bullish, then I would say that ADR lows here will provide us um, an opportunity. Okay, but we're ways away from it. Okay, for now, I would have to put the I would have to side with the bears here. Okay. Now, if we start to close above VWAP, and let's say we get above settlement price, both from a reference level as well as from a structure level, then we start opening the doors for potential move to the upside. Okay. Now, the one thing I would say that maybe is to the feather of the longs is that we did push higher and we have yet to make a new low here, right? We got a higher high or higher low here, okay? We don't quite have that higher high, so that's kind of causing me to pause on the long sides. But if we start to see some price action that allows us this candle for in particular to get above VWAP, okay, then we might start to be singing a different tune with respect to the longs here, guys. And potentially the next thing that I would be looking at is for a move above settlement price, and then we could start talking more long. But right now, I would say that the bears are very much in control of the market. That I would be looking for some opportunities to the downside in the Dow, okay, and looking for us maybe as initial target as value area low here, and eventually maybe all the way down to ADR low. Okay, so equities very much in line with more of a bearish look. Haven't looked at NASDAQ recently, but given the fact that it's weekly lows, it felt more, out of all the markets, felt more bullish, I would say, or at least had arrived at a location where I would be willing to take a bullish play in the market. Okay, let's see. Glad to see you. Okay, stuff. Okay, someone is also impersonating me. Hit that like button. Yes, absolutely. Hit that like button. Encourage me to continue doing these for you guys. If there are any questions, yeah, definitely share your link with friends, so that we can kind of continue to build this channel. And yes, absolutely. This is not investing advice, guys. I'm doing this purely for educational purposes only. I'm not an investment advisor by any stretch of the imagination. So take this as not as advice, but education. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have. If there's no other questions, I will be kind of popping in to various channels to kind of get a feel for the markets and any nuances. I'll be looking and maybe sitting on my hands here for a bit in crude oil, just because of the fact that we have some news events happening with inventories, and then we have Powell speaking here at low afternoon. Okay, which could shake up the markets. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Capital. Remember, guys, capital is a position. All right. Without capital, we cannot participate in the market. Okay. So yeah, keep your capital. Remain patient with locations, right? Good location, and then wait for evidence that whatever location you're looking at for maybe a potential reversal is aligned with that view. Okay. I often say that if I'm looking for a reversal in any market, I need at least one 15-minute candle to be in line with that view. If I can't get one 15-minute candle to be in line with that view, I have no business participating in that view. I should be looking at the other direction. Okay. Yes. It's always, for me, it's always about good trade location where I can best manage my risk. Okay. And then the secondary is price action that is aligned with my view. So that's kind of my 1 and 2. You can't have, well, you could have good price action, poor location, right? So it's price location first, followed by price action that's aligned with the view. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all I have. Continue with your subscribes and likes, and look forward to our next session tomorrow morning. For those who are part of group coaching, there will be no group coaching later this afternoon. Okay. No group coaching later this afternoon. All right. Appreciate your likes, guys. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Trade well, trade safe.